TMA then gets transported to the liver, and in the liver it becomes TMAO, but also because what we eat affects the bacteria.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I am naturopath Fiona, co-creator of Kaigenesis and co-author of the Kidney Disease Solution. And I am joined today by Emily Cahill, and I'll let Emily dive in and talk about all things TMAO, what it is, what it looks like, and how would you know if that was a problem that you had. So why don't you first tell us what it actually is, Emily, because most people are never going to heard of this thing.
So TMAO stands for Trimethylamine N-oxide. What it is, it's a metabolite that's produced by our gut bacteria from certain foods. So it's from foods that contain choline and carnitine largely. And so those are largely, animal meat, dairy, and eggs. So it's animal products really. And when we eat these foods, our gut bacteria breaks them down and works on them, and it releases something called TMA, so trimethylamine. TMA then gets transported to the liver, and in the liver it becomes oxidized into TMAO, and there's a certain enzyme in the liver, FNO3, which does that conversion from TMA to TMAO, and then TMAO is excreted in urine from the body. But the problem is that when we have elevated levels of TMAO, it's been linked to a number of different diseases, so particularly cardiovascular disease. That's probably one of the primary links that people are aware of. So blood clots, hardening of the arteries, heart attack, stroke, heart failure. It's been linked to diabetes. It's been linked to bowel cancer. It's been linked to kidney disease, which is obviously why we're talking about it. Liver problems, so non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or liver damage, neurodegenerative diseases, and inflammation, so just generalized inflammation in the body as well.
Yeah. And so it really is something, if you've got someone that's just eating, lots of meat or, well, even that, I guess that's a bit unfair, but because there has to be some down-regulation of other pathways for really this to kick up. But you'll really be finding people are eating a high-protein sort of diet, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So high protein diet, and because that, I guess, affects it in two ways. One is that it's giving the substrate that we need to create the TMA to then be converted into TMAO, but also because what we eat affects the bacteria in our gut and the levels of bacteria in our gut, that there are certain bacteria that are able to create this TMA. So it also depends on the balance of bacteria in your gut, but those bacteria are upregulated in people who eat a lot of protein. So it kind of, I guess, goes hand in hand.
And there are other factors that are linked to it, because I know from memory, like if people have had gastric bypass surgery, I think they have an increased risk of TMAO, right?
Yeah, exactly. So other things like, gastric bypass surgery, having a high-fat diet as well. So not just thinking about the protein, but high-fat diet too. Sleep deprivation, they've found people have high levels of TMAO levels, type TMAO, and certain pollutants as well, which is likely to do with particularly the action on the liver and increased conversion of TMA into TMAO by that enzyme that does that converting.
I mean, what's the link between TMAO and kidney disease?
Yeah, so there's a few different links, I guess. One is that TMAO increases the risk of cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. So our, sort of two primary causes of kidney disease. But then as well, it's been shown to increase the progression, so the loss of kidney function, because it can also increase scarring in the kidneys. So people who had high levels of TMAO had a faster decline in EGFR and a high level of scarring, and particularly we're seeing animal studies where they're actually able to cut up the kidney and have a look. More scarring. And then the other link as well seems to be in why people with kidney disease can often have higher levels of TMAO is because initially they thought it was more to do with the excretion of TMAO because we excrete it in urine. They thought, well, if kidneys aren't working as well, therefore, there's reduced excretion of metabolites. That's probably why people have higher levels. But what they actually think it's more to do with a greater production of TMA from the gut. And that's because people with kidney disease are more likely to have dysbiosis or an imbalance of bacteria in the gut. And then as well, that enzyme in the liver that converts TMA into TMAO also seems to work faster in people with kidney disease as well. So we're getting higher creation of TMAO through the liver as well.
So if you've liked this video, make sure you hit a like. And if you hit subscribe, it means that you'll get notified anytime we create more content. If there are any things that you, any specific topics that you want us to create videos on, make sure you comment in the comments below. I do check those every day and we'll try and get back to you. And then if you want to know more about what we do, head over to www.kidneycoach.com and there you'll find a link to our supplements that we sell that were developed specifically to cover stage 1 of the kidney disease solution. And if you want to know more about that, that's all on there as well. If you have questions and you're following the program, you can hit us up at support@kidneycoach.com and one of our qualified naturopaths, Emily being one of them and Rach being the other, we'll get back to you. And and Emily, again, thank you for sharing your wonderful wealth of knowledge with the all crazy things TMAO. And thanks everyone for being part of our community and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.